Okay, people. So now it's November 3rd. At about 3 a.m. in the morning. My first cup of tea. So this is the introduction to what you're going to see. And what you're going to see is you're going to see me driving a car. In dark. Alright, going to go pick up my grandson. I have to do that 2 times a week, people. Andre doesn't like it because it disrupts. You have to, you get cold, right? You have to put on your jacket and shoes, and you have to walk around. You gotta drive there. It doesn't matter if it's raining or whatever, right? Yeah. The only fun part of it for him is to go play on the rocks while we wait for him to be brought out, because it's in a townhouse apartment type complex, and it has these big rocks for children to play on. So I always encourage him to play on the rocks, right? So there's some kind of good memory in there. I don't talk to these people. They don't talk to me, and I don't talk to them. We say the least amount possible. Seriously. It's a very rude situation. It doesn't make any sense, people. It doesn't make any sense. All I know is it took ShaMay to die for me to be sitting there even talking about it. Right? And I have a right to talk about it, people, because this is my life. This is what I have to do. Right? So you're going to see that. And that was on a good day when the lights were green. And there wasn't that many red lights. Right? So the drive was pretty smooth. I think it took I left at 20 after 8. Got in, by the time I got in, after I opened the door and walked to my stove, it was like 8:55. Right? So that's 25, so 35 minutes on a good day. 45 to 50 on a bad day. And I do that twice a week. And Tisha walked off with my keys, and I didn't even have my keys. So we phoned up, or she text this person, right? I said that Mom doesn't have her keys. Can you bring back Amari? And the mother said no, because somebody else has my car, which is more than likely a lie, because first of all, her son can't drive, and second of all, I don't think her daughter does. And for somebody that sits at home all night, because that's all she does, so she says, right? Why wouldn't her car be there? But whatever, it doesn't matter. I found my way there. Right? Mari doesn't like it. He's at home happy, giggling, doing whatever Mari does. And then, pick him up, drop him off, and then you go pick him up, and sometimes he's fussy and he's just clingy or crying sometimes too much. Andre says it like this: he misses the happy Amari. What does that tell you when he says he misses the happy Amari? The happy Amari. Well, everybody around me is saying, oh, well, that's normal. The babies will get used to it. Like, what the fuck? I never passed my kids around when they were little, people. And the only one that got passed around through the court was Sierra. And she wasn't even passed around. She was given to her father, ordered by the court for a 2-week period when she was, 2.5 or something like that. Two maybe? And I didn't want to do it, and he took her to Vancouver, and I lived in Victoria, and he had her for 2 weeks, and came back traumatized. Right. Her father always traumatized Sierra. She was the only one that was traumatized. Because she was expected to be passed over. Right? So every now and then he'd call that card. And all he did was traumatize her. So, that influences her behavior today. Right? Okay, I don't want to get into that. What I want to say is, since I have you with your attention, this dog that I have, I like the dog, I love the dog, but at the end of the day, I spoke briefly to a dog trainer, and they said that the dog that I have isn't necessarily a bad dog, but it's not necessarily a good dog either, right? Because she has history of aggression. So I've been careful with her, she's pretty good. She's been at the door since last night. So she's learning her spot in life here in terms of where she can go in the house, which is not too far. I don't like dogs running around my house, never mind big ones, right? It's bad enough I have to put up with the cats. I don't like dog smell and all that crap, right? So, anyway, I want to say that I think Mr. Lace's cat house saved this dog's life, because this dog, right, last week was over there at my neighbor's house. Because there's not too many places the dog can go these days. And these are people in the neighborhood that know each other over a period of years of, living in a communal setting of a local area. So you come into contact with people, so you get to know them, right? And that's how this dog got over there, because through, interactions and friendships and, acquaintances and all this other stuff, right? The owner needed a place for the dog to go, so she asked if she could leave the dog there, and after a day or two or whatever it was like, no, this dog is showing too much aggression, blah, blah, blah. And all I'm thinking about, people, is I have a contained area in terms of I can put her in a cage and lock her up, right? A kennel, whatever you want to call it. So that's better than going to the next house, right? And nobody knows anything, because when you get a dog, you don't know what their commands are, you don't know how they respond to things, all this other stuff, right? I don't want to drag this out. And so for the dog, it's not good, because they become confused with how they're supposed to behave, right? And then, for humans, that puts them at risk to injury if the dog lashes out because of whatever, right? Because there's various reasons why dogs lash out. And I've been reading up. I've just started reading up on pit bulls and their temperament and, their triggers and what they were bred for and that type of thing. So in terms of being bred for, they're actually hunting dogs that like to chase things, and then they were trained to hang on to their prey, whatever their prey was, until the master came and took the prey away from the animal. And that's why when pit bulls grab onto things, it's bred into them to hang on to something. So it's not necessarily that their jaws lock, because they'll say, pit bulls won't release when they bite, and that's what makes them even more dangerous, right? It's not that they can't open their jaws, it's the fact that they were trained to hang on to their prey, and once they get into that instinctual mode of, say, chasing a cat, grabbing onto a cat and not letting go of the cat, it's not because the dog itself is vicious, it was just trained to do that, so that when the master comes, the master gets the reward. Right? And the dog gets punished for it, right? That's like shooting a giraffe. Who the fuck would want to shoot a giraffe and then sit there and take a picture with a big gun? Think about it, people, right? What did that giraffe ever do to that person? Anyway, so, and I've been on it. I've been making her heel, stop, heel, stop, heel, stop, right? And then, okay, go, right? So that she, because she's smart. She's been trained. It's just, I don't know what all her commands are. And I think she knows some things, but because she's a pit bull, right? She's going to try and establish her position in life, right? As a dog in the pack. So the more you allow, especially these dogs, to get away with bad behavior so that they get what they want, right? Then the more unruly the dog becomes, right? More unpredictable. So anyway, when I'm walking around the house now, or I had her outside with me all day, you'll see the video a little bit, right? Because I ended up stopped videoing and just focused on work out there. By the time I came in, I was half covered in mud, people. Right? So, she likes to bury bones. She was going from spot to spot to spot, moving this bone around. She doesn't not drinking very much water, though. I'm kind of concerned about her because she's not drinking water, but I think it might have something to do with her choker. Because the choker is depended too much in order to control her behavior, when in fact she should be like listening more without any kind of restraint, right? So anyway, all I'm saying is I'm reading up online about pit bulls. I'm taking my own experience that I had with Baloo. It took me over a year to train Baloo, right? And that dog, I could walk anywhere without a leash, right? And he'd never leave my side of him if I told him to stay there. So Blue is a shepherd lab, different kind of dog. But this dog, while I have her, oh yes, so let me finish what I was trying to say. So these people next door, anyway, they had her for a while, right? But they couldn't manage her, right? And only because I had a contained area where I felt that she would be safe, right? And that she could ground herself and just be the dog that she is, right? Without being in environments that she's not familiar with. She doesn't know what the routines are, right? You know, she's with strange smells and just the whole 9 yards, different attitudes, and, you know, just a much more faster pace than maybe what she can cope with, right? Considering what she's been through over the last few months, right? You know, I let her move into the Mr. Lace's cat house, right? And so anyway, was it yesterday? Day before. What was yesterday? Thursday. Oh, I don't know, people. Sometimes my short-term memory is just no good anymore. Anyway, it was November 1st. Today's 3rd. Right? I'm pretty sure it was November 1st. You hear this boom, bang, bing, boom, boom, bang. And I'm not paying attention, right? But anyway, then you... Thank God, people, she was in Mr. Lace's pen. I'm so serious. If that dog would have not been in Mr. Lace's cat house, she'd be dead right now. Because the house next door got raided. I had SWAT in my yard. You'll see it, just a small little clip. Right? And the thing about pit bulls, like I said, I've been reading up on them. Obviously, they're, you know, praised to be fighter dogs, right? In short, they don't necessarily start the fight, or they won't start the fight, but they'll finish the fight. So that's the kind of dog that I got. She doesn't care where the fight comes from. She's just ready to finish it. And when that stuff happened next door, boy, oh boy, you could see that character in her come out. Because she wanted to get out of that cage. And there was no getting her to calm down. Absolutely none. And because she's a strong dog, right, she would have fought. I'm serious. If that would have happened, and she was running around in my yard like she was today, currently she runs with a choker on and a leash because that's the way she was raised. I want to take that off her because I read, and I'm flipping with it. I read that it hurts their thyroid. It can cause damage in here. And because she's so strong, she pulls, right? So it's constantly doing something. So that could be a reason why she's not drinking water, right? She may be suffering from something from this. So I want to get her, I think they're called slip collars. But until that happens, she's so strong that the only way to hold her back, if you had to, and because she has a tendency to bolt, this is the easiest way to control her. So let's just imagine I'm outside in the back. She's running around with her choker on with the chain, right? And then all of a sudden this scuffle, boom, bam, bing, bam, bam, boom, right? With the oh in the background, and she catches on to it, and then she's ready to go, right? And I grabbed onto that chain, her leash. I tell you, people, I'm pretty sure she would have freaking dragged me. She was so determined. That's how determined she was in Mr. Lace's cat house. So, I have a very powerful dog on my hands, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And, but I know how to somewhat train dogs, right? So I don't know how much training I'll get in with her, right? Because this is only temporary, right? I mean, obviously the owner wants her back, right? But whatever I do, the owner's going to have to try and incorporate some of those same routine commands to just make her a better dog in terms of... Seriously, people, if she would have been next door when that shit would have happened... Right, because I had just gotten her, like, what, a day or two before. Right, because she wasn't working over there. The owner said, please watch my dog for me. They watched her for a day or two or whatever it was. They said they couldn't do it. And, you know, I'm like, oh, wow, I've got Mr. Lace's pen. Right, we'll put her in there. And that's the only thing that saved her life. Because if she would have been next door when that shit happened, the cops would have shot her, for sure. For sure. There wouldn't have been no ifs, ors, or about it. They would have killed her. And it's not because she's anti-cop. It's the fact that she's a pit bull and she was just ready to finish the fight. Right? She doesn't like mailmen. So uniforms are a problem for her, right? So I would suspect in that fight she'd probably go after the cops. And since they're the only ones with the guns... that dog would have been dead, right? Which would have been really unfortunate. So anyway, I got her now, and so you're going to see just, not too much about that, but you'll see I found the chain. I found the chain for her. It suits her personality. Right? And the stuff that I'm going on with Amari, I tell you, people... I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't know. But I'm not going to be afraid to let people know. How about that? Okay, people, so here's the date. It's November 1st, 2018 at 8:21 in the evening. I'm going to go pick up my grandson. Hold on a minute. Okay, so this is the weather. It's blowing wind out there. You can see those things just blowing around like crazy.
Yeah, feel.
Right, those are one of these trees. Alright, do you see?
Look at him.
It's cold out here, people. Yeah, windy. Okay, people. Now I'm in my son's car. What can you see? You can't see anything. I don't know how to turn on the night thing for this.
Maybe this was coming.
I don't know. Maybe once we get out in the street, it might be better. I just want to say, though, that none of us like this. And that it took ShaMay to die for this to happen. Because I'm sure if ShaMay was alive, I wouldn't be jumping into the car. Normally I try and get in the car by 8:15, and by the time I get in, people, it's like 10 to 9, 5 to 9. So from 8:15 or so in the evening, no matter what the weather is like, right, I have to get in the car most of the time with Andre, and we drive. Doesn't matter if it's pouring rain out there, freezing cold, because we're going into winter now, right? I'm using my son's car. I just realized I have to put on my driving glasses. And by this time of night, people, I get tired. You have to remember, I'm like out in the yard doing whatever I do, you know, or whatever it is that I'm doing, right? I'm tired, right? Especially when I'm working outside during the day, and then when it gets cold, it's even harder, but yeah, I keep doing it though, right? So, anyway, I leave at about 8:15 p.m. Doesn't matter the weather. It's gonna get colder. And by the time I pick up my grandson with Andre in the car, right, and get home, you will see the clock. It will be close to 9 o'clock. And I have to do this twice a week, every week, until April, until this goes to trial. Right? Because my daughter died. And that's the only reason that it's happening, people. It's the only reason. Otherwise, this wouldn't be going on. It would be a whole different story. And the thing is, my son pays for the gas. I gave him $20 one time, right? I'll have to give him another 20 pretty soon, because ultimately he's the one paying for the gas. Right? Well, this father gets these parenting fucking times. Does nothing. Absolutely nothing. He sits there and he waits for delivery and he waits for pickup. Doesn't pay for gas, doesn't pay for child support, doesn't pay for fucking shit. Just lurks. That's it. Lurks. Right. So, I'm tired. I get tired. Especially if I'm outside working all day. Right? Because, you know, I have to put those hours in. Because if I don't put those hours in the yard goes complete disarray. Nothing gets done. It doesn't matter what else is going on in life. I've started to work on the bricks again because I want those bricks done. So I'm actually going to try and work on the bricks, laying down the bricks in the front, up by the pond area and whatnot. Really, to be honest with you, over the next couple of weeks before it gets real cold.
Yep, and there's a little bad wind out there, right?
Yeah, and that's like, as well as the weeding and everything else that I gotta do, because it's fall now, so things have to be chopped and, you know, put into the compost, and, you know, the leaves are falling. I'll be raking out. It takes me a day to rake and mow the lawn, at least mow the lawn one more time before the weather really changes.
No, actually, you don't have to rake the weeds. I
Well,
can do it for you.
Okay, well, when the Norway maple drops its leaves, it drops a lot of leaves, trust me. But then, you see, I take those leaves and I can bury them back into the ground for, like, natural composting, right, in the ground over the winter. And it helps to rejuvenate the ground, right?
I know.
Yeah. Nana wants to get into the other lane. I don't like driving in the fast lane.
You're already in the fast lane?
Yeah, I'm in the fast lane, so I am going to switch lanes.
And I'm not switching now?
I'm switching lanes right now.
That was not a good idea.
Well, it's not a cell phone, people. Have you noticed his camera hasn't been like flashing? Hasn't been kicking out because I whacked it a few good times and I stuck something in there and jiggled it around, and so far it seems to be kind of better than it's ever been. So I don't know. So anyway, this is what we do, right? Andre and I, we do this 2 times a week, right? Because we're expected to do this. Andre doesn't like it though. He doesn't like being disrupted at 8 o'clock at night to have to get into a car. Sometimes he goes downstairs into Uncle Marcane's room, but not all the time, right? I know. Oh, you just stop. Oh, you're just grumbling. Don't grumble. What are you gonna do, right? This is supposedly supposed to be fair. This is what this is.
I just don't like going out in the middle of the night.
Yeah, well, nobody likes to be disrupted twice a week to jump in a car to drive in it for 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. Right? And then come in and have to get all cozy, right?
Well, I am cozy in here with the heat on.
Well, the heat is on, so it's not so bad. Right? He gets to play on the rocks. You see, there's some guy. He didn't like me going slow in the slow lane, so he went into the fast lane, and then he cut in front of me, and now he's in the slow lane going fast.
Like, who does that?
So I drive slow. I want to get there safely because I'm tired, people. By this, and some nights I'm really, really tired because, again, I'm, doing physical labor. Oftentimes that physical labor is outside in the elements, right? I'm working with water, which, makes you colder if you're outside and it's cool, right? Because I'm having to spray things down. Like I washed my porch, like my front steps and that type of thing the other day, and you spray down this and you spray down that and you dig up this and you dig up that. Now I'm going to be laying some bricks down because I don't want to have it to do it all in the spring, right? And I'm already far behind on my yard work due to what happened to Auntie ShaMay. That's put my life, further back in many different ways. And so I drive slow. Because I just want to make sure I get there safe and I get the kids home safe. Hold on a minute.
1-1.
Okay, so now that I've got my grandson, now I gotta go home. I tell you, people, we don't talk. We don't say nothing to each other. Seriously, don't say very, very little. It's the most SICKEST situation I have ever been in my whole life. What is this person crying on about? See, you want to drive safe, and this is what they do, right? I don't feel like rushing to a freaking red light, and the guy is honking his freaking horn, right? Because he wants to speed to it, and I don't, right? People are idiots out here, seriously. Mm-hmm. There, now you see, he rushed. You see, there he goes. He's looking at me. He's got a little sports car. Look at this little sports car. Do you see this little sports car right there?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Right there.
There it is. He rushed to the light, honked his horn, you heard it, right? Harassing me because he's got to rush.
Yeah, there he goes.
Right? And I'm just trying to get my family home safe. Right? I think I didn't take my turn. Oh no, we got some time yet. Next light. Right, people? Yeah, we don't, this, I don't know what this is. I really don't. I just know that I'm being held hostage to it. And it's ridiculous. Because the only reason it's happening is because Auntie ShaMay died. That's the only reason. was alive, this would not be happening. Okay, so now I'm I have to park in the back. All right. Because that's just the way it works.
Beep, beep.
I don't know what's going on with this camera.
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, sorry about that. Can you see anything? No. So just remember, it doesn't matter the weather, people. Oh shit. I lost my glasses, man. Oh no.
Nana? Wait a minute. Mark, they want you to come get this laundry.
Nana lost her glasses. Oh, found them.
Lost your glasses?
No,
Come on.
I got them. I have to take off my driving glasses, right? Hold on, Amari. Did you lock the door, Andre?
Yep. Where's my table? What's my kid working for? What are you looking for, Marquet? Marquet?
Oh! Okay.
Huh?
And then
What?
now we go this way. Okay, I'll see you later. Thank you.
No. No, Marquet wants you to taste me first.
No.
In there. She wants you to cut out.
After, I can't do both. And then this is what I do. I go.
I get worried about this part.
I know, me too. I'm recording this, by the way, because it's my life. It's called video blog. There we go. So we got over that. Thank you very much, son. Appreciate that.
Should I come down?
Mom, do you want some chicken and rice?
Sure, I'll have a little bit. That would be nice.
Me too.
If you got some to spare. That's the house that got raided. I don't know. All I started to hear was just a bunch of booming and banging, and then that dog went nuts. Whew. Wait. See? I have to go through the path.
Why?
Well, because I can't open the back door. The sliding door is broken and you can't use a key to it. So you have to go around, people. And I'm carrying Amari, okay?
Yeah, you don't have a...
He's heavy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here's Amari. It's a good thing I had a spare key. Auntie Tisha took my keys, so I didn't even have keys. But
No.
yeah. Keys?
Yeah?
Where are we? We're at the door. Hold on. Yeah, you should let me go first. We want to make sure 13 didn't bust through Uncle John's door.
No, I should.
Don't step on her blanket.
I just did.
Yeah, next time let me go first. Pretty sure the dog doesn't know how to open doors.
Yeah. Good news.
What?
She did not bust for open the door.
Well, you know, there's Houdini dogs that do know how to turn doorknobs.
Some of them, they only have to use their
You can
teeth.
turn it off now.
Bye, people, and we'll see.
Oh, wait a minute. What time is it? Hold on. Hold on. Turn it off for a second. Just let me see that. Is it on? No, turn it around. Just hold on.
That's on.
Let's see. Let's see what time it is. There you go, people. Do you see the time? 8:55. So 20 minutes after, on a good run, there wasn't too many red lights. All right. So that's how many minutes? 35, 40 minutes? 40 minutes tonight. Okay, people. So now it's November 11th. Oh, jeez. November 2nd, 2018. And what I'm going to do, people, is just I'm just going to work on clearing out the backyard. Right? Bring those in. There's another one over there somewhere. You can see it. Tidy up this. Start making room in here. What put me behind, people, was this. Because this all got flushed out of there and needed to put back, right? With the shelving and stuff, but everything came to a screeching halt, but besides that point. Right? So anyway, I'm just going to clean this out and make more room for 13 so that she can run around. See, Jerry brought a lot of this wood to work, right? But I got to get it up off my grass. So I'm just going to take those rubber mats. I was going to put pallets in there, but I decided that if I put pallets, it brings it up too high. So I'm just going to take out the pallets, and then I'm going to lay down these rubber mats as flooring, and then I'm probably just going to take a carpet like I have for the greenhouse, because it works fine. And then just start going through this, right? Put everything out of the rain. Once it rains, it gets worse. Everything gets worse, people. I'm washing. See? That was in there. That should be in there. But there's nothing I can really do until the shelving is up. So hold on a minute. So anyway, 13. She's in Mr. Lace's cat house. 13. There she is. Anyway, Mr. Lace's cat house has saved 13's life. Because yesterday when that kerfuffle started with the police, she was an eager beaver to get out and go finish the fight. She didn't care what the fight was. She just wanted to get involved and finish it. Put everybody in check. Right? Because that's her nature as a pit bull. And that pen held her quite nicely, even though she was extremely agitated. Yeah. So what I'm doing right now, like I said, is I'm going to start clearing out this yard so that she can actually run around out here. So we're going to start with these mats by laying them down in the hen house, aka seedling room, aka craft room, Andre's playhouse / foster dog den. Okay. So anyway, made it so she can't get up these stairs. Although the next time I do this, I'm going to turn this pallet around, because there's a lip there. So if she really was determined, she could jump up on the lip, go over that. But then there's a temporary gate there, right? Anyway, we're working on it. She wants to get out and roam around a little bit. Oh, look what we found, people. Here's our new chain. It's an American chain. These chains are made for pit bulls. This is one ass heavy chain, people. So Tisha's gonna go buy some Coca-Cola, and we're gonna put it in the Coke to take off the rust, clean it up a bit, and that's 13's new chain. Yeah. There we go. So I'm gonna let you out now. You're gonna behave yourself. Okay, you can hang out with me. You can hang out with me. Hey, be a good girl, right? Yeah, I know. We don't judge a dog by its good deeds. We judge a dog by its bad deeds. And lately you've been kind of naughty, so you're on probation. Right? Yep. Anyway, I'm letting her roam around as I clear out the yard so that she has more freedom. Right? No digging. I have to admit, people, it's kind of funny having a dog following me around. I'm in the greenhouse. I'm going to put some walnuts. Yeah, clean it up. Hey, no digging! She was digging in here before. No, this is not a room to dig in. Get out of here. Come on, go. People, she is trying to bury her bone. I just seen her go into the pen. Look at this. She's trying to bury her bone. Are you trying to bury your bone? The only problem is the raccoons will come tonight and they'll take it. And you won't have a bone. She smells the raccoons, eh? But she went into her den. And look what she's doing. She's trying to bury her bone. Oh, but the raccoons are going to get that bone. Toenails, people. What a badass dog.